In today's video, let's have a go at making a Captain America cake. Okay, so I printed myself an image, it's like one of the movie posters. Thought ideal because my cake's are round, as is the poster. So I'm going to be using a 10-inch round cake for this one. So I've just got a chocolate cake here. I'm going to put a cake card down. Now, I very stupidly put it on a 9-inch cake card, which wasn't ideal. So you'll see that later in the video, I swap it for a slightly larger one, or I just put all this on a larger one. But so we're going to put our first layer down. We're going to use some caramel sauce for the filling. In fact, I think we'll have a couple of layers. We'll have a layer of caramel and we'll also have a layer of chocolate buttercream. Okay, so next layer of cake on. It's very thin. I'm going to have to be careful not to break this. And then we're going to put on our chocolate buttercream. Now you'll notice, guys, that I am piling it in the middle, and normally you wouldn't want it all just in the middle. You'd kind of want it even, but to create the dome shape of Captain America's shield, I thought it would be nice to just have extra filling in the middle. I thought by doing that, this top layer, when I put it on, would kind of curve more. It's kind of cracked a little bit there on the top, but it has curved more rather than me having to kind of carve it to shape. Now this is the tin, or it's not really a tin, a silicone cake mold that I baked it in. I'm just putting it back in there because I want a chocolate ganache edging. Usually I scrape it around the edge, but I've decided I'm going to put ganache in a piping bag. I'm going to try it this way for once, and I'm going to squeeze it around the edges. Now, because it's like a silicone cake, do you call them a cake pan? What do you call them when they're silicone tins? Because it's not a tin, is it? But because it's silicone, it should not stick to it when I peel it off later. So I'm going to try and squeeze in the ganache down there. Let's smooth off the edges or any bits that have gone over at the top. And I'm going to hope I haven't missed too many bits. And then I'm going to let that set before we take it out. Let's cover the top in a layer of ganache because I might as well where the sides are setting. Oh, you can see I've got a couple of hard chocolate lumps where I did not melt my ganache quite properly. So just using a palette knife for this. Now, I've gone for dark chocolate ganache just because I thought it went well with the cake inside. You can, of course, do this with buttercream if you prefer. I just like that ganache sets nice and firm. And I'm just using a flexible scraper over the top of there. And Dawn from Dinky Doodle Cakes has actually just given me some really nice new flexible scrapers, so I'll link them below as well. Okay, so it's had a couple of hours. It's pretty cold here, so it's set fairly fast. Oh, some bits that I've kind of missed a little bit, but we'll peel back the silicone mold and let's see. Out of interest, guys, do you tend to use silicone baking molds or would you prefer to use baking tins? I usually use the tins, but I had this one in the size. I have lost my 10-inch tins, so I opted for the silicone one for this. You'll see I've now put it on a bigger cake board as well. So I'm gonna have to scrape around the sides with extra ganache anyway where I missed those bits. I mean, it has kind of made it easier by doing it in the mold in that I've got the basic shape and I can just scrape around easily and kind of follow the existing firm edge. Okay, so once that's done and neatened up, I'm going to choose some circle cutters that match with the rings. Okay, now, I tried so hard to work out what the size would be of where the rings are going to go on here based on the picture because I didn't print the picture to the size I wanted. I couldn't work it out. Maths is not a strong point of mine, so I am just going to guess and go for what kind of size cutters look okay against this cake rather than working out what it actually should be. I know you're probably thinking I should have just printed a picture to the exact size I wanted it because then that would just make my life so much easier. So if you guys are doing it, you could do that. Okay, so cutters on, and then I am just going to go around with, this is just like a metal Dresden tool. This is one of the Cake Duchess ones. I've had it ages. You don't see me use it often because I only just found it again in the cupboard the other day. But I'm just going to use this for marking on. I'm also measuring to see where each of my cutters sits to make sure it's like an equal distance from the center one. Just going around there. So I'm just putting an indentation into the ganache so that I know where these go. If I push the cutter in, it's just going to get stuck, I think. Okay, I don't have a cutter large enough for this outer layer, so I am just going to try and hold it on and then spin the cake. And I know you're all going to say, my finger is touching the cake. I am giving this one to my dad, and I have washed my hands. Yes, if I was making it for somebody, I probably would be better wearing gloves, but I promise I have washed my hands for this. Okay, so the star in the middle, again, if I'd had got a template to the right size, I could just use that, but I'm just going to draw a circle and then try and work out how to do a star shape. And then I very quickly realized I do not know how to draw a star from scratch. So do you know what? I'm just going to print off a star and try and get it to the right size. And then we'll just use that as a template. I think that's going to be a whole lot easier. Okay, so this star I think is about the right size. Let's go with that one. Let's cut it out and we'll draw around it. So I've swapped to using a craft knife to kind of mark and draw around this. I'm just marking on roughly where I think the Red Hulk's hands go. Is that what you call him? Is he just called Red Hulk? Now, I did really want to do a cake of Captain America himself, and I wanted to try and go realistic, but I just didn't have time. And I thought this one would be an easier one for you guys at home to replicate for if you're wanting to make a cake for yourself. So maybe if I get time another day, I'll have a bit of a try at Captain America. But you don't see me doing very many like actual people cakes or realistic things. So we'll see. Okay, I'm going to press into the cake to try and crush it almost at the points where the fingers are going to go. Because looking at the poster, I think he looks like he's squashing it a little bit. Which I didn't know if you could squash Captain America's shield. But it looks like it is on the poster. Obviously, I've not seen the film yet. Okay, so I'm just going to use some fondant for the fingers. It is big, it is chunky. So if you don't want to put the fingers on, you just want the shield, that's absolutely fine. So again, it's one where I was going to try and do no fondant on this cake, but then I realized it was hard for me to make the fingers without, or I could have used modeling chocolate for the fingers, but I didn't actually have any in. But for the shield itself, we won't use fondant, we'll just paint it in a bit. So I'm just kind of making the ends of the fingers only, just trying to press in where the nails are, and then adding some like little kind of crease lines for the knuckles and things, although I don't know that we're going to see the knuckles. Just going to see what they look like against the cake, and then I'm going to make 4 more of these. I'll try and get the thumb a bit bigger than the other fingers are. Okay, so I think the first finger I'm going to stick on is probably the one you can see the most of if I keep looking at that picture. So I've cut a little bit out of kind of the underside to make it bend a bit more. I am going to stick these on with some chocolate ganache. At first I tried piping gel, which is just not strong enough for this. I don't know why I just didn't go to the ganache in the first place. It's pretty cold in here, so the ganache is setting pretty quick, so that should hold these fingers on, which are quite heavy. Like I say, if you don't want to put the fingers on, you don't have to. You could even make them with like Rice Krispies in the middle, but I thought it'd take me a while to smooth them down and cover them, so I just went for the easy option of just solid fondant on these. So the fingers are now all on and set. So let's paint them. I am gonna put some boiling water in a bowl because we are gonna use some cocoa butter. Now, I don't know if you guys watched my last YouTube video. I decided again not to use fondant for covering the cake. I apologize, there is bits of food coloring dust that's already on the palette that I struggled to wash off. So this is the cocoa butter. It comes in like hard form, and I kind of scraped it into smaller bits. You can buy it where it comes in smaller pieces. This brand that I get just comes solid like this. So my paint palette has gone over the top of my boiling water, so it'll be like heated from underneath. This should melt. There we go, you can see it melting. That has been sped up. It took a bit longer to melt than that in real life. And I'm going to use these edible powdered dust. So I'm going to start with the white. We're going to mix it into the cocoa butter to create a paint. Now it's very cold in here, so it was setting really fast on my brush as I was trying to paint with it. I should have just gone and put the heating on. It would have made my life a little bit easier. But it paints on really nicely, especially onto something like ganache. And it doesn't really taste of anything. It's just the cocoa butter that you taste. And again, I don't really think that tastes of anything. It certainly doesn't taste bad anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go over this. I might need more than one coat. You can see it's hardened on my brush, but I think we're going to go for like a dark red on here. So the burgundy looks like the perfect red. And then I realized that actually, because the ganache is quite dark underneath, I could use a slightly lighter color red. So this is the Daraciuno red that I've got, because it actually looks darker when I paint it on. You'll see in a second. So can you see it doesn't look as bright when it's on the shield as when it's in the powder on the palette. So I think this will work good for what we need. I'm just going by what it kind of looks like on the movie poster that I'm looking at. And we want to do that on 2 of the rings on the shield. And then maybe I'll paint his nails. I was actually going to paint kind of this all over the fingers to darken them, but I think we'll just do bits on the nails, and then I'll use some just powder colour without the cocoa in for the rest of the fingers later. I'm just adding some bits of white there just to highlight certain areas as well on it. Near the tips of the nails. Okay, and then I got completely sidetracked from painting that red on the ring of the disc. I don't like to do things in a particular order. I just get a little bit bored of doing one area and tend to swap backwards and forwards. But once the red is done, I am going to swap to some blue. And we're going to carefully paint this around the star. Now, I find it difficult to paint really neat, fine lines with cocoa butter. Some people manage perfectly with it. I definitely need more practice. I'm thinking silver, but also white. I don't know. Well, let's mix the two together. I couldn't decide if Captain America's shield was silver or white in these areas. You guys let me know in the comments below. Is it white or is it silver? Or is it kind of both? You can see that even though I've mixed it together, you can't really see it. And I've kind of lost those little lines. So I'm trying to go back through them with my craft knife, which is just sort of chipping off my cocoa butter and making it look even more untidy. So maybe I will swap to painting it or using an edible pen later. Okay, so I'm just trialing to see if I can brighten up any of the red anywhere, some just powder colour. So the red on its own didn't seem to brighten it. So instead, I'm just going to use some white powder. So this is just in a big fluffy brush that I just use for cake decorating. So no cocoa butter in this bit, just dry powder. And then we're going to swap for black. And we're going to put this anywhere that we want to look like it's kind of in the shadow. So it goes a little bit darker in colour. So all around kind of those fingers, the underside of the fingers. Maybe a little bit along the edge of our shield there. Forgot what it was called for a second. Who's going to see Captain America? Let me know in the comments below. I'm hoping to go see it as soon as it comes out. Okay, I'm going to use my edible pen. So I get a lot of comments about, oh, she's drawing on her cakes with felt pens. It is an edible ink pen, guys. It's not just a felt pen. Please don't pick up any felt pen and draw on a cake with it. You can't do that. It has to be edible, and this one is. Okay, so I'm also drawing on some little lines for the knuckles. That may be a bit of a strong line, but we'll leave it for now. Okay, a bit more dust. I've swapped to a smaller brush now. And then a little bit more under the nails. I do think I've made him look like he's got very dirty fingernails, which I don't think he does look like he's got on the poster. But there we go, mine does. Again, anywhere that you want to highlight with a little bit of white on. This is the white mixed with the cocoa butter again. Maybe I should have just kept it just the dry powder. Oh, I think I've made more of a mess there when I tried to kind of blend it with my finger. Okay, I'm going to add some more white. I know we've added white powder on its own, but I am going to use the white with the cocoa butter because it's a little bit stronger, just to highlight certain parts of the shield that I really want to look like the light is reflecting on. The only thing is I don't have a nice smooth surface using this cocoa butter paint. And I am trying to kind of blend it and smudge it with my finger. Again, guys, I have washed my hands. Don't worry too much if you're not eating it. It's going to be my dad eating it. He eats most of my cakes. Just some little touches now of white here and there just to sort of make it look not realistic, but slightly more realistic. So there we go. There's our Captain America one now. All that's left to do is to cut into this and see what it's like inside. Now, my ganache cracked. Big error. I should have heated up my knife to do this. So I'm a bit upset that it cracked. I learned for the second slice, heat up my knife. So clean off your knife each time you're going to cut a piece. And if you're going through ganache like this, if I'd put fondant over the top, you wouldn't have noticed the ganache underneath had cracked. And there we go. You can just about see inside. We've got the layer of the chocolate buttercream and the caramel. It's a bit messy, but I can tell you this one tasted so good inside. There we go. All the other cuts are a little bit neater. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you enjoyed this one and you want to see more like it, check out all my videos on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that it notifies you each time I bring out a new one on my channel. And if you want more detailed tutorials, guys, check out my book for how to make figures, and also my online classes as well, which is a mix of figure making and cake classes. And thank you so much, everyone, for all your support, and I will see you all next time.